Hi everyone, my name is Rishabh Tarve and I'm a student of Functional School of Technology. I'm pursuing my BTech in Computer Science and Engineering, specialization with Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning. Currently, I am in the second semester of my college and till now I have learned HTML, CSS and JavaScript up to intermediate level. Also, uh, grinded a few DSA problems on LeetCode platform in the Java programming language. Currently, learning React and creating small projects, micro projects, and learning the different protocols and fetch method in React. So today I'm going to discuss want to discuss about a dynamic traffic light that we are going to see today. So let's. So I was talking about a dynamic traffic light, which you can see on the screen. So why I'm calling it a dynamic traffic light? So this is the default behavior of a traffic light in my project that I have created. So we will start from scratch and we will make this. So let's have a glimpse what this traffic light can, how this will work. So in the default behavior, this is in the uh, uh, having a shade or we can say in a lighter version of traffic light. So people or can understand that it's not working currently. So here is a controller that I have made and here is the traffic light. So why we are calling it dynamic, because this is a controller. When we click on these three colors or these three buttons, we are calling it specifically as a button. So when we click on any of the button, the traffic light which we have, it will glow and it will play as dynamic. Why I'm calling it dynamic, let's understand. So once I click on the red color of the traffic controller, so my traffic light, only the red color is visible and all the rest, the yellow and green lights are in the black shade. So similarly, if I click on the yellow button, you can observe the change that my only yellow button, yellow color in the traffic light is being visible to the users, and the rest red and the greens are again the black shade. Now talking about the green shade, when I click on the green button here, only the green traffic light color is being visible to the user and rest of them are uh, in the black shade. So how we are going to create it? And when I refresh the page, it is coming in its default behavior. That's what we are going to create in this. So let's come to the index.html. So basically, while creating the dynamic traffic light, I have used a folder as dynamic traffic light, and under that I have created three of the files. Uh, the requirement to create a dynamic traffic light, you should know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So we will write few of the layout of the traffic light. Then we will implement few CSS, means we will add styling and colors to our traffic light. Then we will add uh, uh, functionality and the changes that we are seeing in a dynamic traffic light. So let's understand. At first, I have created a file as index.html, which is containing my layout of the traffic light. So let's understand. I have started with doc type. So doc type, what really does, it gives you the current version of HTML in which you are writing. So currently HTML5 is the version which we have created. Then we have HTML tag which we have created. And now HTML tag does is the root tag, or we can say the main tag in our index.html, and the language we have used here is English. So we have given the attribute lang is equal to English. So the people who can understand that we are creating a traffic light and the code is being written in the English language. Also the head tag. So head tag consists of different elements such as the metadata of your website. Also the link tag whenever you create different styling and sorry. So whenever we create styling for our traffic light or for our project, we used to add those files using the link tag. Similarly, I have used the style.css which I have created to add styling to my dynamic traffic light. I have used the link, and the relation attribute here shows the style sheet, and href is storing the location, or we can say the address of our file where we have used the styling. Now talking about the body tag. So body tag is the main tag where all the contents of our web browser that we are able to see in our browser when we click on the live server to make our code visible and to make changes, or what we have created, the layout can be visible. So this comes under a body tag. So under the body tag, what we really want, we want to create a traffic light and a controller. So for that, I have created a main div. So I am creating the main div here because I want to make my code more understandable. So by creating the different divs and then different div, and the first div I have created a controller, and the second div I have created a traffic light. So the first div is calling it, I have given the name of my first div as main. So to add functionality to the main div, we got ease in our code, and the people can understand what we have used. So the first tag is div tag, where we have given the class name as main, then the div which we have used as controller. So the main div is consisting for the all the elements in our page. So it is consisting of the controller and the traffic light, everything. The second div is the controller which we have created. So you can see here the controller which we have created in the right side of our web page, which is visible. So this we have created in this div, and all the circles which you are able to see, these three circles which are clickable. So these come under this controller, and I have given the name of those circles inside the controller as controller circle, and the ID I have mentioned to add functionality. We have added the ID as well to add more specific details. So at last, you can see we have used a line here to make our dynamic traffic light more understandable and add impressions to the user, so it looks attractive. So we have added a line here. So this line, what it really does, it connects our traffic light with the controller. Now, talking about these two boxes under which all both the circles are coming. So these are coming under a rectangle. So in under a div, we have created two rectangles, in which one of the div is containing the traffic light, and another rectangle is containing the controller circles. So here the div which we have created is controlling the rectangle which we have created. Now these div which you are seeing under the rectangle main div, there's these three divs are the main circle. You can say the main traffic light which you are seeing here are those circles. So we have given those in the different div. So to add functionality and to make our traffic light responsive, we are using a different divs, and we have assigned different class and circles. Now at the last, you can see I have added the text, so the user or the people who are visiting our page can be able to understand which is traffic light and which is controller. To add text under the traffic light and controller, we have used the h1 tag, h3 tag, so uh, they can understand that it is uh, controller and this is a traffic light. Now coming on the next div here, so you can see traffic light pole. So you can see here I have talked about this rectangle and these circles respectively. Now talking about the poles, we also have to create. So in the real life also, you have seen that traffic lights have a pole where they stand, or on which the traffic lights glows or get black shades. So talking about those poles, we have created under the div, and the distance between them. So this is the distance that I was talking about. I have also given it under a div, and the traffic light text which I was talking about, this text, and the controller text that I have also talked about. Now to add functionality, what we really do, we write it under a file script.js. To add that script.js file, you have to use the script tag, and that should be uh, uh, written under the script tag, and script tag should be added inside the index.html page. So index.html page is containing our script tag, and script tag is containing the source where this file is coming from. So it is coming from script.js. Uh, Now my body tag has been closed and HTML is being closed, the main element of our HTML. So now let's talk about the CSS which I have applied. So in the starting, I have applied HTML and body. So the HTML tag and body tag should contain that height and weight should be 100%. So it should be visible in the complete page or in the viewport of the user. So in which scenario he is visible, or in the zoom in or zoom out, we don't know the reference which he is currently using in its web browser. So we have implemented the CSS under the style.css which we have created, and used the file under the link tag inside the body tag by using the link as style sheet, and given the href. Sorry. So under the main class which we have created, we also want that it should have the height and width at 100%. So how to access or how to apply CSS to the class which we have created? To add styling, you have to use the dot net notation and the name of your class. After that, you have to use the curly braces or provide your CSS styling. So I have given the styling as height will be 100% and width will be 100%. So it will occupy the whole browser viewport. Then talking about the circle which we have created, in the starting, I have talked about you that the class circle which we have created, I'm talking about these three circles, the traffic light circles. To give the, I have already told you that I have created all the circles of the traffic light under different div. So to add functionality and to add styling to those circles, we have used the CSS that the border should be 3 pixel solid black, height should be 150 pixel. So they can be easily understood that you can see I have given the name of all the divs which I have created for the traffic light at circle. So by adding styling to only the circle class, all the functionality is being implemented to all the three circles. I have given the border radius which is making the curves and which is making the border. In the starting, if you will apply only the 3 pixel solid black border, it will give you the square or rectangle. To add curves or to make it circle, we have implemented the CSS styling as border radius 50%. Now I want that it should be coming under the rectangle and the functionality should come under the rectangle. We have used the CSS styling as margin left 10 pixel. So it will take space from the starting of the web browser window. From the left, it is taking 10 pixel. From the top also, I want that it should start from the, it should take some space from the rectangle top. So it is taking space as 1 pixel from the top, 1% from the top, and margin bottom. I also want that it should not touch the edges of the rectangle. So it should look more clear and more attracting to the user. So I have used the styling as margin bottom 2 pixel. Now talking about the rectangles which we have created, the rectangle which we have created here, as you can see here the rectangle which we have created, this one. So my three circles which we have created are coming under the rectangle. To add function styling to my rectangle, we have used the border as 5 pixel solid black and height and width. To make it rectangle, at first when you will implement the border styling, it will give you a normal border with the 5 pixel will adjust the uh, thickness of the border, and solid is the styling of your border. Then we have given the height and width, so it would look like that it's a rectangle and all the circles should fit in that. So for that functionality, or to make it look like a traffic light, we have used this CSS styling. Also similarly for the margin left and margin top. So we want that our rectangle as the traffic light rectangle should be visible a little below from the main screen or the main browser. So we have included that functionality. Uh, Talking about the traffic light pole. So here I have created a traffic light pole in the div. So this one which we are talking about, traffic light pole. So to add CSS styling to that, we have used the traffic light pole styling as border 2 pixel and height and width to make our pole adjust to the rectangle and uh, below the circles in the traffic light. Similarly, for the distance, we are talking about this distance between the traffic light and controller. We have added the functionality, also made its background color black and given the border. So it should be a rectangle and within the height of 35 pixel and width will be 100%. So this is, we are talking about width. So it is containing the occupying the whole screen, and in that area, talking about the traffic light text which you are seeing in this dynamic traffic light, we are talking about, we have given some font width and font size, so it should be clearly visible to the user. Now controller. Coming on to the controller which we have talked about. Similarly, we have given the CSS styling as border height and width to the controller, margin left position absolute, so it should be equally distributed within the screen, and bottom it should come uh, up to 25% from the bottom, so border radius 15 pixel to make it more like a controller. And similarly for the controller circle, this one we are talking about, we have given the CSS styling. Similarly for the line, we are talking about this line. In the starting I was talking about the line class, this one, but this is the distance, and the line which we are talking about, this line, the controller pole, we are talking about as the line. Similarly for the controller text, so here is the controller text which you can see. Also the circles we have used here, for this we have used red, green and yellow, and this we have used for red to green to and yellow to, and we have given the light shades in the default area, so they can be, and for the controller we have given the proper red, yellow and green colors to the in the background. So in the default section you can see the controller is containing the default color as red, yellow and green, and the traffic light is having a light shade, so the people can understand that after the clicking on the controller button you will be able to see the changes. So in the starting we have given the light shade. Now talking about how my traffic light is dynamic. To make it dynamic, what we have used get element by id and add event dot listener. So how this is working? This is working because we have created a variable red2, and in the red2 we are storing the, so talking about the ID which we have given to the controller circle as red, yellow and green, and the main traffic light is red to yellow to and green to. So this should be understandable by you. So this red, yellow and green which we are talking about is taking reference from the controller, and we have stored the reference by using the get element by id. What it does, it gives it stores the reference of that inside the red2 which we have created as a variable. Similarly for yellow2 and green2, all these three variables are storing the reference of red, yellow and green, the controller button. And similarly for, we have created another variable for red, yellow and green, and now we are swiping the values with the red to, yellow to and green to. So these two are interconnected with each other with the help of get element by id. And on top of that, we have used the add event listener. So whenever someone clicks by using the arrow function, we have changed the red2.add event listener. So what it really does, whenever you click on the red2, and red2 is containing the red circle which we have talked about. So whenever someone will click on the controller circle red, then the style.background color will be changed to the red, and the rest of them we have used the values as black, yellow and green circles will be black. Similarly for yellow too, we have added the event dot listener and add event listener, and green too we have added the add event listener. So in this way, by using the get element id, we are storing the reference inside a variable, and we are imparting a scripting by using the JavaScript. Someone clicks on that red, yellow or green, the controller circle, these three buttons which we are talking about. When someone will click, what add event listener really does, it simply changes the background color of those three circles. So that's all for the dynamic traffic light. So that's all it's created, and the functionality is being shown to you. So I add get element by id is storing those three circles value, and add dot event dot listener is whenever you click on these three buttons, these make the dynamic traffic light. So that's all for this video. Have a great day. Thank you.